Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to look at something really interesting, a whole different way to think about financing. We're talking about models that aren't based on loans at all, but on sales contracts. It's a total reimagining. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so let's say you need to make a big purchase. A car, maybe your first home, or you're starting a business. But you're not so keen on taking out a traditional interest-based loan. You're wondering, what else is there? Well, that's exactly the question we're going to answer today.
So here's what we've got lined up. First, we're going to flip the script and look at financing as a sale, not a loan. Then we'll get into the specifics of three key contracts. There's Murabaha, think of it as a cost-plus deal. Then there's Salam, which is all about paying upfront. And finally, Istina, which is for building something to order. And at the end, we'll line them all up to see how they stack up.
All right, let's kick things off with the big idea, the one thing that really makes all of this different.
So, at their core, these aren't loans. This is the most important thing to get. We're totally moving away from that whole lender and borrower dynamic. Instead, the bank is more like a seller or even a partner in a deal. And trust me, that one little shift, it changes absolutely everything.
Okay, first up is probably one of the most common contracts you'll see. It's called Murabaha. A good way to remember it is as the cost-plus model.
And what is it? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The bank buys something for you and then sells it to you. The price? It's just the original cost plus a profit margin that you both agree on right from the start. Super transparent. No weird fees, no compounded interest, just a clear, fixed profit on a straightforward sale.
And you can see here how it all connects. You got the three main players, you, the buyer, the bank, which is acting like the seller, and then the original supplier of the goods. So let's walk through how this whole thing actually works, step by step.
All right, so step one. You go to the bank and say, I want to buy that specific car, and I promise to buy it from you. Step two, the bank goes out and actually buys that car from the dealership. They take full ownership of it. Step three, the bank then turns around and sells the car to you for what they paid, plus that profit margin we talked about. And finally, step four, you pay the bank back for the car, usually over a set period in installments.
I love this way of thinking about it. The bank is basically your personal shopper. They're not just handing you cash and saying good luck. No, they're going out, buying the thing for you, and then selling it to you for a clear upfront fee. It's a totally different role.
And you might be thinking this is for some obscure financial product, but no way. Murabaha is used all the time for major life purchases. We're talking home financing, getting a car, even getting working capital for business. It's even used for things like credit cards. It's a huge deal.
Okay, so that was Murabaha. Now, let's shift gears and look at our second contract. This one is called Salam, and it flips the script with a model that's all about paying up front.
So with Salam, the whole flow of money and goods is kind of backward compared to a normal shopping trip. You, the buyer, pay the entire price right now for something you won't get until later. Could be weeks, months, maybe even a year down the road.
And you can see how clean this is. It's a really simple, direct transaction between two parties. The bank pays the customer in advance, and the customer promises to deliver the goods at that future date. That's it. So how does this work as financing? Well, imagine a farmer. She needs cash now to buy seeds and equipment to grow her crops. So she makes a Salam deal with the bank. She agrees to sell them, say, 10 tons of wheat that she'll deliver after the harvest. The key part, the bank pays her the full price for that wheat today. So she gets the money she needs to operate, and then later on, she just delivers the wheat she promised.
Right? It's basically like pre-ordering something. You pay up front for that new video game or the latest phone to make sure you get it on launch day. It's the same idea, but used as a really powerful financing tool to give producers the cash they need right when they need it.
And that's why you see it used so often in certain areas. It's perfect for anyone who needs money up front to create a product. Agriculture is the classic example, right? You need cash way before you have anything to sell, but it's also used for things like working capital and even personal finance.
All right, on to our third and final contract for today, Istisna. Now this one is for something really cool. It's for financing things that haven't even been built yet. We're talking about creating something from the ground up.
Yeah, think big projects like construction, manufacturing, major infrastructure. Istisna is basically a contract to commission someone to make something for you. And one of the coolest parts is that the payments are often tied to how much progress is being made.
You can see the flow right here. The customer places an order for something to be built. A house is a perfect example.
The bank then helps make it happen, and the payments are made as the project gets built, all leading up to the final handover of the finished asset.
So let's walk through it. Say you want to build a house from scratch. You go to the bank and you both sign an Islamic contract. The bank then takes on the responsibility of getting that house built. While it's under construction, payments can be made in stages. Then, when it's all done, keys in hand, the bank delivers the finished house to you and you pay for it based on whatever schedule you both agreed to, maybe in installments over time.
And really, that's the best way to look at it. You're commissioning a project. It's not a loan to pay a contractor. The whole deal is structured as a single contract for the finished product itself. It's a subtle but really important difference.
So it's no surprise where you see this being used. It's built for big, complex jobs. It's an incredible tool for everything from building one custom home all the way up to massive, multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects like power plants or new bridges.
Okay, so we've gone through 3 pretty different models. We had Murabaha, Salam, and Istisna. Now, let's put them all on one table and really nail down the differences. This table just lays it all out perfectly, doesn't it? For Murabaha, you pay later, but you get the goods right away. That's your go-to for buying stuff that's already on the shelf, like a car. For Salam, it's the opposite. You pay now, you get the goods later. That's perfect for giving producers, like farmers, the cash they need. And then there's Istisna. You pay as it's being built, and you get it when it's done. That's the one for commissioning brand new things. It really all comes down to 2 things. When does the money change hands, and when do the goods get delivered?
So, let's leave you with a final question to think about. None of these are some brand new fintech invention, right? These are ideas that have been around and been refined for centuries. And today, when so many people are looking for financial options that feel more transparent, more ethical, you have to wonder, what can we learn from these old structures? What happens when we stop thinking about finance as just debt and start thinking about it as a partnership in creating and trading things of real value?